Just relax. And just take a moment to notice the quality of your breath. Is it shallow? Is it nourishing? Is there intention behind it? Does it mean anything in this moment? Is it possible to change it in such a way that it starts to nourish the body for these first few moments? Where have you been breathing into? Maybe your chest. Just draw it down deeper. Make it slow. Where the breath goes, the mind goes. So let it be slow. Notice if the weight of the day is carried with you. Notice if there's any effort of trying, if there's any tension in the head already trying to control the meditation. And just let it go. Just be here, now, fully. In this glorious moment together. Loosening any tension that you may have on you. Not telling any narratives or any stories. Not being offended by a wandering mind. It's absolutely fine. Just to be here. Without making judgment, what does it feel like to be you today? What's your experience of yourself today or in this moment? Just to give it a label, to actually state what it is, to give it permission to be there, whether it's happy, sad, busy, calm, anxious, peaceful, whatever it is, just give it permission to be. No need to fix it. No need to change it. No need to be worried if your phone's going to go off again. Just no worries. It is what it is. And just listen to the people's breath in the room, see if you can hear anyone. See if you can hear a nourishing breath or a shallow breath, and just use that as a reflection on yourself, just to find a more steady, stable breath. This is the first gate into peace, so use it. This is not a mythical or cryptic teaching, it's a direct teaching. Breathe. And just start to feel the breath nourish the body, make it deep and long, make it meaningful, make it purposeful. Make it enjoyable, make it intimate, make it intoxicating and loving. Breathe in the body now, rather than the body breathing. Perhaps using this moment to recognize if you've been breathing today at any point consciously, or whether the breath's been just running in the background. Such a simple transition into peace, yet 99% of the time it's overlooked. Just to breathe consciously. It's like a constant metronome encumbering the present moment. Because it's in, and then you let it go. And it's in, and then you let it go. It's the mantra for your life. It's the mantra for each and every moment, each and every thought, each and every unfolding right into the cosmic scale, down into just the individual self. It's the constant unfolding, and it's the gift that can keep reminding you just to come back. It's one of the only things that we have. There's very few in our parasympathetic nervous system that we can biohack consciously and take control over. It's a very technical system, and it's a gift to start to choose to use it for positive notions, for love, for kindness, for compassion, for peace, for presence. Just one breath in and one breath out, and that is the rest of your life. So all you get is this breath, this moment. Nothing else exists. So be here. We use our breath now to put down the baggage of the day, the week, the month, the year, our life, whatever you need to get rid of or drop or just rest for a moment. We just use the breath. We don't do this passively. This is not something that becomes a novelty that I say at the start of each class, each week. It's something that I mean. Are you carrying stress? Are you carrying unwanted emotions, unwanted thoughts? This is an opportunity to put them down, Do it with intention, like you're exercising a demon. Breathe in through the nose and let it go. Beautiful, 2 more. Breathe in through the nose, let it go. Last one, big breath in and let it go. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Okay. Welcome everybody. Hello everybody. I just had to be here. How are we? Yeah, good, bad, ugly?
Good, bad and ugly.
That sounds like my soul. How are you, Wes? You feeling better, mate?
Yeah, better now. Yeah.
Good man.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, bud. Yeah. Okay. I'm not as high as I was last week. Took me a little while to land. But yeah, back to normal game this week, unfortunately. We're going to meditate tonight, funny enough. We're going to do lots of stuff to enter this nectar-filled place of meditation, and we're not going to do anything tedious. We're going to go in with ease today, lots of breathing. We're going to start off at that beginner entry point, and then I've got a few things. So I just want to discuss bandhas quickly. We did it a bit on Sunday, but I want to just discuss them again because they're important when we're doing our pranayama exercises, in particular Mula Bandha. Okay? Mula Bandha. Let's say it together. Mula.
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 Bandha.
Bandha.
I like the word bandha because in England we'd say bandha, but in Sanskrit it's bandha. It's like ooh. So it's like bandha. Okay, so we'll say bandha together. Bandha.
Bandha.
Yeah. It's like saying panda, but bandha. It's got a real nice ring to it. Bandha means lock, okay? And we can just breathe in this moment and get a subtle benefit from breathing, because the lack of attention in breathing throughout our day means that when we breathe properly, we notice significant change for all of us. It's really hard to sit here and try and be present in every breath, but the quality of our breath really does determine the quality of our thoughts. The quality of our thoughts are a representation of the quality of our breath. And then from our thoughts, our emotional body starts to interpretate, or vice versa, okay? Because if our emotional body's in play, then it changes our breath. These things work in like a triangular pyramid with each other, and if one of them's out of whack, normally the other two are out of whack. And really, really hard to change your thoughts unless you're doing something like a mantra. And I don't know if any of you have tried this when you're having negative thoughts, but trying to say something positive and believe it is like, there's a fraudulent aspect to it, you know. You start trying to say something positive, but if the emotion's not behind the thing that you're saying, I find that it doesn't very often change my emotional body by saying something positive too quickly. Definitely works over time, you know, that saying like, fake it until you make it. It's really, really true, you know. Slap a smile on your face for long enough, you'll start to feel happy. It's just the truth, you know, but we're too miserable to do that. So, but your breath directly stimulates these, and it's like the superpower that you have for yourself to change your emotions and your thoughts. So the breath's really important. So just by breathing for 5 minutes, you're going to start to feel more calm. You're going to start to feel more peaceful. And that is a direct relationship to your brain having enough oxygen. Simple. You've got this mechanism up top that wants to work, and like it's a machine and it needs fuel, and you don't fuel it properly and it just kicks out dirty smoke, and then dirty smokes are representations of the quality of our thoughts. And you start to enrich it and you give it more oxygen, the brain relaxes, and then the body relaxes. Not only that, your heart relaxes. If you haven't got oxygenated blood, your heart has to work harder to oxygenate your muscles. It's really simple, right? We know this. It's an obvious thing, but it just gets overlooked all the time. So that's on the gross level, on like the things that you experience directly, but subtle body, prana, the manipulation of prana around your body is far more intricate than just breathing, okay? When you start working with prana at a level of meditation, things like kundalini, like visualizing a fire red rising up and down Sushumna Nadi and going into your crown chakra and then back down to your Muladhara or Mula Bandha lock, this practice becomes really subtle, and it's far more intricate to navigate than it is just to breathe. So it's important that we at least set the foundation for our body to be able to do the pranic movement, even if we're not consciously aware that the pranic movement's happening yet, okay? So what that means is if you instill a Mula Bandha and you're breathing through Sushumna Nadi and you're pushing Kundalini up Sushumna Nadi into your crown chakra, even if your consciousness is not aware that that's going on, you're giving yourself a level playing field for it to be happening in the background, okay? And then when I say to you after months of Mula Bandha, Kapalabhati, Bhastrika, Nadi Shadana, these different techniques we do, to start to visualize your prana going up Sushumna Nadi, it will actually be there. It won't be this thing that you're trying to imagine is happening. It will really be there, and it's really bloody fantastic, okay? So we've slept on these sorts of techniques for a little while because we've been talking about self and all of that, and we're going to come back to that. It's my favourite thing to do, but we're going to work strictly on prana and bandha tonight, okay? So when we do Mula Bandha, this is the beginner book, okay? This is a book that encapsulates all of yoga, and Swami Shivananda was obviously the teacher in this tradition of Shivananda Yoga, funny enough. And this is the best description I've ever heard of Mula Bandha, okay? You've heard me say them all anyway, so it's nothing I haven't said, but it's just great. Mula Bandha. Contract the anal sphincter.
That's it.
And that's it. That's it, okay? Right, so this is great. This is enough, right? It is so not that, okay, but it is exactly that, because if you contract your anal sphincter, you, as a byproduct, can contract all of the muscles in that region. Then you find Mula Bandha's on. So it's like a surefire way to over control all of the muscles in that area, and one of the muscles or the byproducts of contracting means that Mula Bandha is going to be on. Okay? So, we all get to sit here in this room tonight and practice contracting our anal sphincter. Yay! Okay, so close your eyes. This is no joke, this is real. This is what we've got on the agenda. Right. We're going to give it 5 squeezes. No one's allowed to laugh. Okay. Right, we're just going to go on and then off, and then on and then off. Okay. So I'm sure you all have enough body awareness to do this. If you don't, I'm a little bit concerned. Okay. So let's pray. Okay. Right. Close your eyes, relax your body, and then just engage and release, and engage and release. Engage and release. One more time. Engage and release. Okay, right, now you know what you're aiming for. I want you to now just feel the lower portion of your transverse abdominals, and I want you to do it again and notice if anything happens there. It might not, it might. It's up to you to decide. You have to answer the question. Keep your eyes closed. We're going to do 4 or 5 more, and just notice the transverse, the lower abdominals. Engage and release. Engage and release. Don't try and activate the abdomen, just see if it does it on its own by squeezing. Engage and release. One more. Engage and release. Okay. Anyone get anything? Yeah? Anyone feel a natural stimulation of Uddiyana Bandha?
Yeah.
Oh, mystical, right? It comes on, the lower transverse abdominals. If you didn't, it's because you haven't got a relationship with it yet, but I can guarantee you that Uddiyana Bandha is gently stimulated just from the same contraction. It's a cheat code, straight away. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. Okay? So rather than me trying to go cryptic with you guys and tell you to do something difficult, that's going to be the engagement tonight. Okay? And it's going to be held. You're going to hold it, you're going to pull it in, and you're going to hold it, and you're going to relax it to about 70%. So it's just on. There's a lift now. There's a lift in me, and this engagement of Mula Bandha wants to be something that you cultivate to the point where it's active all the time. All the time. Okay, this lift. This is going to do one of 2 things. It's going to send your prana upwards rather than downwards, which is the direction you want your prana to go, and 2, it's going to correct your posture.
It's really hard to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been trying to do it for well over a year now, and I'm obviously better at it, but I still have to consciously tell myself to do it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that you're going to find for a start, this is why it's hard, is because the subtle nature of the muscle that is actually Mula Bandha is so gentle for contraction that it requires minimal energy to have on. It's like, if you imagine pushing a light switch as gently as possible, that's like the activation of Mula Bandha. It's minute, so it requires 0 effort. And at any point that you can go on, you can just check, and it can be on or off. And it's just a constant reminder, just like waking up in the present moment, constantly reminded, until eventually it becomes subconscious and it's just on. So yeah, 4 years? 4 years of practicing every day of the week before it was something that was starting to take its own way. And even now, if I forget, it's not there. It's not doing it on its own. It's still a conscious effort. But it will change the way that you stand, it will change your posture, it will change your body, it will change your prana. And these are all things that change our mood, they change our feeling of ourselves. Like if we're like this, and we're walking around like this, or we're on a phone and we're walking, this is a direct replication of what's going on inside of my mind and body. Versus this is a direct replication of how I feel. So just changing these things is going to change how you feel about yourself. So we're all happy with Mula Bandha, yeah? That's the easiest terminology you're ever going to get from me, okay? So if ever in the future I ask for it and you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, contract the anal sphincter, that's it, okay? Second thing is, whenever we do any of these pranayama activities, breath works, that wants to be on, at a minimum, okay? Just at a minimum. If it's not on, like I said at the start of the class, you're going to get a benefit of breathing well. You're going to oxygenate your body. Let's try and get to the pranic level tonight. Let's try and go a little bit deeper, okay? Good. So, Bhastrika, Kapalabhati, Nadi Shodhana, okay? So, when we're doing a yogic breath, This is why I had my stopwatch on when we come in. This is just a general, okay? We do, I don't know why it's difficult in Nadi Shodhana to do a long breath, okay? Why it's difficult, okay? So when we're doing a normal cycle of breathing, we want to be aiming for a minute a breath, okay? A minute of breath, just on normal breathing. If you can do this throughout your daily life, you'll attain enlightenment every day of your life, okay? So when we're doing Nadi Shodhana, the only reason that we're struggling is because we're underdeveloped in Uddiyana Bandha and controlling our diaphragm, this muscle, underdeveloped, okay? Because we've spent a lifetime breathing in here and not using this muscle properly. So when we're doing Nadi Shodhana, and I mean, I haven't done any Kapalabhati, any Bhastrika, and I'm probably going to trip myself up because the minute I do this in front of a class, it's difficult. But it wants to be a long breath, so just try and use your ear, and I'll try and breathe a little bit louder, which means it'll be faster because I actually have to put a physical noise to it, and just feel the flow of a round of Nadi Shodhana. So when we're breathing, we're actively really placing our attention on how we breathe. The quality is paramount in these breaths, okay? So I've been given like a short straw, and we shouldn't be struggling at four count. We should be like getting to 8s and 10s comfortably. That was a ridiculously long breath for no preparation, and I'm just showing you that it's possible. Okay, so when you're doing these things, I want you to encumber yourself completely in the process that you're doing. I want you to feel like when you're breathing out, there's actually a control going on, that your bandhas are on, that you're really slowly letting the air out, and that there is an intimate control. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through 4 rounds at 4 breaths, 5 breaths, 5 breaths, 6 breaths, okay? And then I'm going to let you practice, which means you just don't have to do kumbhaka, you don't have to do retentions, you don't have to do anything like that. You just have to breathe as long as you can, consciously, with control. Okay, make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Just to try and push the boundary a bit, because I didn't get given an opportunity ever in my class to extend my breath. This is something you develop on your own. And if you're feeling good after a 4-4 retention, then you're going to feel great after a 16 or an 18. You're going to feel like pretty incredible. And it's really worth you going home and really giving this a go. It's one of the best things I've ever discovered in yoga practice. It's, if not the best thing at changing my mood or attention. Okay? Right, so Bhastrika is nice and simple. Mula Bandha, we exhale, sucking the abdomen in, which is Uddiyana Bandha, and we breathe in, pushing the belly out. As we roll our back down, we're actively pushing our belly in. So it's not this thing where we're passive with the belly, it's a rounding, because we're pushing our stomach in and back. And then we just push in the arms. Everyone can do that, right? Yeah, good. Kapalabhati, we'll go into straight away. Kapalabhati, let's not get into the technique of that today. As long as Mula Bandha's on, and as long as your spine is tall, and you're not doing Kapalabhati like this, but we're doing Kapalabhati, big chest, arms back, chin down, then we're going to be pushing prana up Sushumna Nadi, providing we've got Mula Bandha. Okay? So the final thing on all of these things, which we haven't done yet, is, do you remember when, some of you will remember this, when we did the class, we listened to the piano music, we did circular breathing and then we held our breath for 2 minutes. Anyone remember that? Yeah, the long breath. So when you do the long breath, you will eventually get to the point when you're doing your pranayama, and I know I'm talking a lot, but this is all technique orientated, so apologies in advance, but we'll get there. When you do your pranayama, or you get to your longer retentions, like you've done a long exhale, and you want to enter a state of bliss, samadhi, or complete peace, or silence your mind, the silencing of the mind is most prominent in the retention. When there's a big retention, there's nothing. You can all do this just by holding your breath now. You can just hold your breath, take a breath in, and hold. It like instantly quietens the mind off, yeah? It's a really simple thing. So when you're doing this at home and you're practicing it, once you've got your body, or you're oxygenated and you've done your Bhastrika, your Kapalabhati, and you're super head high and you feel a bit spaced out, you can take a big breath in, activate Mula Bandha on, Uddiyana Bandha in and up, swallow, take Jalandhara Bandha and hold it. And this is called Maha Bandha, the great bandha. This is when all three are engaged, and this is forcefully stretching Sushumna Nadi and pushing all the prana up. You're gonna get the best sort of meditation. So just if you can at your home when you're practicing this stuff, do a lot of breathing, do Bhastrika, do Kapalabhati, take a big breath in, 1, 2, swallow, chin to collarbone, puff the chest, and hold. And I guarantee for the minute or the 2 minutes or the 7 minutes that you hold your breath, there won't be a thought enter that space. Okay, right, let's give it a go. Right, okay, we're going to do 12 Bhastrika, normal breath for a moment, 12 Bhastrika, normal breath. Straight into Kapalabhati, 3 rounds, straight into Nadi Shodhana, into a long meditation, and then we'll talk afterwards. Okay, choose a seat wisely, get comfortable, have a little fidget now, relax your face, let go of anything that's been said, trust your body, trust your subconscious mind, it's got all the relevant information. Turn on Mula Bandha now, 20%, 30%, just engage it, take a big breath in, and exhale. Okay, breathe in, Bhastrika, let's go. Slower inhale, bigger. Two more. Last one. Big breath in. Gentle release. Back to normal breathing. Notice the sensations. Just breathe. Resolve the breath into quiet. Notice the tingling. Notice the headspace. Notice the lightheadedness. Just let it be. Over-oxygenating the body. Okay, then start to engage your breath, breathing in. Gentle sigh through the mouth. One more, slow breath in. Correct your posture, exhale through the mouth. And get ready to go. Big breath in. And exhale. Mula Bandha. Breathe in. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bandha's on. Breathing in. And exhale. Slowing down. Big breath in. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. In. 4 more. Two more. Last one. Strong breath to pick you up. And then let it go. Just relax. resolve the breath. Keeping Mula Bandha on, gentle activation. Okay, now push into your arms, lengthen through your spine, relax your breath. Drop your shoulder blades back so it pushes your heart forward, and then take a long inhale and expand your chest with all of your might. Keep it expanded and do an exhale, keeping the chest lifted. One more time, big breath into the chest, long spine. Keep the chest expanded and exhale. Don't let that chest size change. Drop the chin down slightly, take a short inhale to begin. Mula Bandha on, and exhale, 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 and exhale slowly. Relax the chest, relax the arms, take a few normal breaths. Let the breath resolve into silence. Mula Bandha is still on. Okay, inhale, lift the arms above the head. Push through the palms, interlace the fingers, push the palms away. Keep this position. And exhale. I want you to keep actively pushing your palms away, not forcefully, but actively. Take a big breath in, expand the chest. Keep the chest expanded, and exhale. Engage Mula Bandha. Take a short inhale to begin. And exhale, 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 exhale. Big inhale, push the arms to sky. And exhale, drop the hands. A few normal breaths, let the breath resolve. Mula Bandha is on. Just relax your mind, let the sensations be there. You're opening your nadis, opening your prana, clearing out the granthis, clearing out the samskara. It's beautiful. Okay, take a big inhale, lift the arms above the head, interlace the fingers, push the palms to sky. Exhale, drop your hands to the shoulder blades, crossing the arms. Inhale, lift the hands up, interlace the fingers, push the palms away. And exhale, drop the opposite hand to the opposite shoulder blade. More awkward way this way. Good. Now take a big inhale, expand the chest, activate Mula Bandha. And exhale, keep the chest expanded. Short inhale to begin. And exhale, 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 and exhale. Big inhale, palms to sky, interlace. And exhale, relax the arms down. Okay, we'll start our Nadi Shodhana practice tonight with Nadi Shodhi. So all of our inhales will be through both nostrils. I'll guide you through it. And then I'll give you 4 rounds of Nadi Shodhana counted. I'll install Sun and Moon and Biju Mantra, Vam and Ram, which is Sun and Moon. And then you'll carry on your own. If you don't know how to add Biju Mantra, don't do it, just breathe. Okay, take your left hand Chin Mudra, right hand Vishnu Mudra. You can take the Nasaga here if you want your fingers on your forehead, if this is more comfortable, third eye, or Vishnu Mudra. Now pick up the chest, activate Mula Bandha. I'm going to keep reminding you because it goes off all the time. Okay, so we're going to breathe in through both the nostrils, and then I'll tell you to close one or the other and breathe out. Take a long exhale through both the nostrils. Keep your posture erect. Breathe in through both nostrils silently and long. Close the right, slowly exhale left. Breathe in through both nostrils. Close the left, exhale right. Breathe in through both. Close right, exhale left. Mula Bandha. Breathe in through both. Close left, exhale right. Now we're going to slow it down. You're over-oxygenated. Don't let your mind believe any different. Really slow inhale through both. Exhale left. Slow. Inhale both. Exhale right. Slow motion. Okay. Good. Close the right nostril. Inhale left. Vam. 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 Retain. Exhale right. Vam. 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 Just pause, breathe normally for a moment. If by 4 vams you had already completed your inhale, it was too fast. Even slower. Take a big inhale through both nostrils and slowly exhale through both. Have control here, concentrate. Close the right really slowly, inhale left. Vam, 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 vam. Retain. Exhale right, slow, vam, 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 vam. Inhale right, slow, ram, 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 ram. Retain. Exhale left, ram, 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 ram. Inhale left even slower, vam, 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 vam. Retain. Exhale right, vam, 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 vam. Inhale right, slow, ram, 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 ram. Retain. Exhale left, ram, 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 ram. Inhale left, vam, 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 vam. Retain, visualize the moon in your mind. Exhale right, vam, 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 vam. Mula Bandha. Inhale right, ram, 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 ram. Retain, visualize the sun in your solar plexus in your abdomen torso. Exhale left, ram, 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 ram. Go at your own pace. Don't worry about the mantra, don't worry about sun and moon if you're not there yet. Just breathe as long as you can, retain as long as comfortable, but don't retain too long. Find a rhythm, and then I'll come in after a few rounds and guide you again, because we get lost quite easily. So just go for it with the best of your ability. next exhale out of your left nostril. Just breathe through both, and then we'll all go through 2 more rounds together. Don't fight it. Just start breathing normally so everyone can catch up depending on where they are. Nice and quiet with the breath, please. Okay, close the right nostril, inhale left. Vam, 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 vam. Retain, visualize moon. Exhale right. Vam, 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 vam. Inhale right. Ram, 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 ram. Retain, visualize sun. Exhale left. Okay, we're going to do one more round and we're going to add a YBYKyoga on the exhale as well. This might be a difficult, but we're just going to do one round. Okay, inhale through the left. Now, vam, 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 vam. Retain, visualize moon. Exhale through the right. Vam, 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 vam. Now retain, visualize moon. Inhale right, slow, ram, 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 ram. Retain, visualize sun. Exhale left, ram, 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 ram. Retain, visualize sun. Inhale left, slow, vam, 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 vam. Retain, moon. Exhale right, vam, 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 vam. Retain, visualize moon. Inhale right, ram, 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 ram. Retain, visualize the sun. Exhale left, ram, 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 ram. Retain, YBYKyoga, sun. Drop the hands onto the lap, hold the breath, and then release the breath and breathe. Okay, just the last bit is Paliluma before we go into meditation. So if you need to fidget here, move the legs, have a reshuffle. This is the last bit, Mula Bandha, back on please. Okay, so this is just inhale for 4, exhale for 5, gentle retention after the inhale, Paliluma. Okay, Mula Bandha's on, and I want you to imagine you're breathing in and up your spine, and when we hold, you're holding the energy, the prana in your head, and when we exhale, you let it drop down again, as if it's going up and down your spinal passage. That's the visualization or the representation that we want to imagine when we're breathing here. Take a long exhale, relax the hands. Inhale for 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, up into the head, hold. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4, 5, even thinner and longer now. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold it in the head. Mula Bandha. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, slow, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And hold. Relax. And release. Just allow your breath to go silent. Allow it to be easy. And And just sit still. Just breathe. Let everything be like a bird passing through the sky. Just relax. Put in zero effort. Not trying to meditate, not trying to breathe, not trying to do anything, just be still. Let it happen. Let whatever wants to happen, happen. Give it permission, just be. Beginner mind. No concepts, no intellectualizing, just be. Make sure you've got a bit of bandage still on. And just gently take your eyes up and gaze in between your eyebrows, really gently, and hold your prana, your awareness there. Gently. Any effort of holding it there and just let it go. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it go. You can have a fidget now if you want one. Okay, so let's have some feedback. Just say how you feel, say what you struggled with, or say what you liked, or whatever you want to say. We can go around circularly, or you can go sporadic, it's up to you.
I liked just doing practice. Sometimes you need that, I think, just to breathe and then meditate. Feels calm.
Sometimes we need the raft.
Yeah.
To take us to the shore.
Yeah.
my devices doing Dharma that my breath was really short, and then I was aware of my heart beating, and then I felt like I wasn't breathing enough, so I stopped.
Okay.
I haven't felt like that before, so that was new.
That's okay. That's alright. The fact that you could hear your heart beating is a pretty good sign of a pretty deep place. It takes a lot to be out of the way before you can notice that thing trickling off. So I wouldn't say that that's a problem. I'd say that Nadi Shodhana for a start is quite demanding, because your body wants to do something far easier and breathe subconsciously, and you are literally, for a start, in battle with your parasympathetic nervous system. So it's like there's your conscious mind taking control, and there's also your subconscious mind trying to fight back a bit. So it's quite normal to find it difficult to do them breath counts. It's completely okay. It does get easier, I promise. Right, the more time you spend with it, you can get to ridiculous breaths, and then you wondered why you ever struggled, but it's just practicing. And it's okay. So thank you though. I appreciate the feedback.
I feel nice and calm. I think it was amusing. It's at one point when I kind of trying to, I don't know, like 3 things at once, like on the band, moving my fingers and then thinking about my breath. There's a couple of times when I just like my head just went a bit blur.
Yeah, good. That's what we wanted to do. That's what we're trying for. That's good, because we want to overload. Doesn't give you a lot of room to do much else, even if you're doing it and you're not doing a great job, or you're not doing all of the things perfectly. Your attention's all on it.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking about anything else.
Yeah, you're kind of all in. So that's one of the reasons I love stricter pranayama practices, is because they're encompassing of pretty much all of your attention. I could pretty much probably say for most of you in the room, most of the times I said Mula Bandha, you were probably reminded of Mula Bandha. That's just how it works. So that's why I was so ferocious with the amount of times I said it. So thanks for sharing this. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's my job to be a meditation teacher, so I can sit here for an indefinable amount of time, so feel free to share at any point, but if not, it's going to be a long night. So don't worry, you can't say anything wrong. I'm quite happy to sit in silence too.
It's a lovely feeling of timelessness and space, and sitting in a darkness that's not really dark, it's sort of somewhere in here. And it's not a thing that always happens, but it is tonight.
Okay, so I've got quotes of oneness to play around with. And I've got some stuff to read. Okay. I have been listening to 600 pointers of non-dual teachings. And I'm going to play some of them, and then we'll talk about them. Okay?
Okay.
This is the sort of shit I listen to, so apologies. I love them. I think they're amazing. So let's just have a listen to some of these and see if they're laughable, see if they're perplexing, and let's see if we can unify an understanding at a level beyond thinking some of these. So I'll play them. I'll play a few and then I'll pause it, and we'll, if any of them meant anything to you, I want you to share. If not, more silence, and that's fine too. I could talk indefinitely, so just don't give me permission. Right, here we go.
The only way to get the so-called separate me out of our way is to see that there was never an individual me present to begin with. It's not Fred who recognizes that there is no Fred. It's awakeness that comes to see that there is no Fred. 206. The character is wholly imaginary. Given that it is illusory, this imaginary character can never wake up, gain weight, be tamed, or eat a sandwich. 207. When we're in the bubble of self-reflection, only awakeness can see through it. This seems to be quite straightforward, because there is nothing there to see through. But we don't know there is nothing there until there is an actual experiencing of the absence of the character. No thing comes to see that there is no thing there. 208. If you had to prove to me, right at this moment, that you are not awake, could you do it?
It's a good one. If you had to prove to me right now that you're not enlightened, that you're not awake, could you do it? Could any of you do it?
Trying to understand what it means.
Does it depend on the definition of awake? Or, I mean, of enlighten?
I mean, I'll do my part in a minute, but it's just a simple question. Okay, we do this all the time. We try and get too intellectual. Let's simplify it. It's a very direct question, and our ego loves to make it complex.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just take a time for the question. Someone's asking you a question. If you could prove to me right now that you wasn't awake, could you do it?
No.
Can't prove anything.
No.
You're all awake, aren't you?
Yeah.
The thing is, it's like we get on this spiritual quest and we say, I'm going for enlightenment, and the simple thing is like, it's that thing I've talked about a billion times, is, okay, there is stages of it, okay? There are Mahatmas, right? There are people that are enlightened and they've completely lost their identity, but we're talking about the Buddha. We're talking about saints here. We're talking about 1 in a billion, 1 in 6 billion, 1 in every 100 years, you know? Very rare. Let's get out of that water for a moment. Let's get into the realism of awakening, enlightenment. We are all it. So this thing that we tell ourselves when we're suffering, like, oh, I'm trying to get rid of my ego, this illusory ego, when it's under introspection, there's no proof that it exists. There's no proof that you're not awake at any given moment. You just have to ask yourself, am I awake? And let the answer prevail. So it's really good because often we're doing these practices to get rid of our anxiety, our this, our that, our suffering. And when you ask a question like, is there anything I can do to prove that I'm not completely awake? The answer's always no, it's freedom straight away. Unless one of you have got something in this moment, which would be great, to prove that you're not awake. Which will be done.
Why would you want to prove you're not awake?
Well, can you?
Well, I don't see the point of the question. It's like
Who doesn't see the point of the question?
it's almost trying to.
But who doesn't see the point of the question, Ryan?
Me.
Who's me? Who are you referring to in that moment?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. It's a trick question.
Oh, of course it is. They're all trick questions.
Yeah, but so.
But then there's someone in you right now that's resisting the question.
No, because there's no.
But then you're saying you don't like it.
No, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying that I don't see the point of the question because the question's a trick question.
And I'm saying who doesn't see the point of the question?
Well, yeah, I don't see the point of the question.
And the I that you're referring to is
the person that you asked to listen to the question.
The soul that's awake.
There's a true self.
Yeah.
No, but that's not the point. The point.
It's definitely the point.
No, the point is.
There's
if you lay a trap,
Hmm.
then if someone puts their foot in it, the trap's going to close.
So just explain that in transparency so we understand the nature
Well,
of...
you asked us to listen to a question.
Mm-hmm.
We listened to the question,
Yeah.
and you asked us for feedback.
Yeah. I asked you because on the failing to discover that there is a possible way to show that you're not awake, there's freedom.
Because you
But
realise
then-
you're awake
Yeah, but
all
that's
the time.
Well then...
no. I get that.
No. It's not possible for a start because every single one of the questions from a non-dual perspective are going to expose that there isn't an answer to the question.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them.
Yeah. So
That's what they are.
yeah.
And that liberates you because on the failure to find that there is a problem, on the failure to find that there is an answer to the question, you relieve yourself of the suffering with what you've been trying to search for the entirety of your life. It's the pursuit of happiness that everyone's chasing after in any given moment, and we all trip ourselves up by chasing our own tails, and it's on hearing these things enough, or on hearing the right question, framed right, that you can laugh at yourself because you essentially recognise I'm tripping myself up. I'm not awake.
But no, I get that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Mm.
And the I that understands it is the I that is me, because that's the perspective I'm looking from.
Mm.
But there are certain questions that get asked in these philosophical books, which are shell games. They're parlor tricks, and I'm always very suspicious of those.
There's not a you to be suspicious of them. The only person that can be suspicious is an ego mind. That's the only place suspicion can come from.
I accept that.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we are listening to the questions from a perspective of the ego mind.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
How
not.
can you say
Well,
that?
it's not that it's not that
I'm
we
not,
are
No,
listening.
B, it's just for a second. I can say it because behind the ego mind that you're confronting the question with is an authentic self that is still.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in this room has that.
No, I understand that.
But you're condensing that through an ego to project that answer in a way which is saying that the only way you can answer the question is through ego, which would mean the only way that we could have a conversation is through ego, which is completely irrational.
No, well,
we can talk here without any narrative of me being an individual ego and you being an individual ego.
Yeah.
We've done it many times.
No, of course.
So there doesn't need to be applause. But the minute there's someone that has a judgment on whether they like something or not, then we're conditioned to go into our set of beliefs, our set of experiences, our judgments, our prejudices. On that, at that point, there's not now some free form of expression explaining something. There's someone that is trying to express it through, I don't like the way the question is formed. That wasn't the nature of the question.
It's not a question of, I don't like the way the question is formed. I'm arguing that the question is in itself framed as a kind of trap to expose the ego.
Right.
Oh, okay, so You mean to expose both sides?
I'm
It exposes both sides. It's like you're saying an
I'm
observation.
suggesting to you that the way the question has been framed, from a philosophical point of view, is to ensnare ego.
Yeah, I think that's probably not to ensnare ego. It's like to
No,
reveal
it is.
both sides.
I'm suggesting it is. I'm suggesting that the question setter themselves
I think that's the idea of it.
formed the question from a point of view of ego. I'm suggesting that the question setter themselves formed the question from a point of view of, I'll catch the little buggers out.
I think that's completely the wrong perspective, but that is just my ego partaking in it. I think that it just misses the point of the fun of the question. It's completely...
Well, no, but it is fun, but as I said to you, it's a parlour game, it's a shell game.
I can tell you now, with every piece of trust and belief in every single one of these quotes, that there is a position in time where I could hear it and it would fucking annoy me, and there is a position in time where I could hear it and I could see it as so clear as day that it was like two different perspectives on the same thing.
But there are 600 quotes there,
yeah.
But they all drive towards the same truth.
Yeah.
So why do you need 600?
Because your construct of your mind won't allow you to look through that one, but the next one it might.
No, I understand what he's saying. That's not what I'm saying. I understand what he's saying.
So what are you trying to insinuate? Because we're in a group of people trying to have some fun with a question, and I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to say. Because it started off as you don't like the way the question was framed.
No, I didn't say I don't like the way the question's formed. I suggested that the question is a trick question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I perceived that start wrong, but okay. So the question is a trick question. Okay, so that's not a problem, is it?
But
maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But,
I'm just saying, is that a problem?
Okay, so the question is a trick question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my point.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of can't help but fall into the trap.
Isn't it like every time we offer a koan, every time we offer something that creates introspection in the koan, like we know that a koan is a pointer towards something, because
I'm sorry, can you explain what a koan is?
A koan is exactly what you just heard.
Okay.
It's a piece of information that doesn't rationally have an answer, but it is completely understandable from the nature of silence. It's like it's just a simple pointer. That's all that is. It's a pointer. It's called the Book of Nothing. The answer's always nothing. It's like there's 600 ways into nothing, and every single one of them is pointing towards innate silence. Yeah, I feel like the exercises bum me out a little bit, so I don't want to carry on with that. I thought it was just going to be fun. It wasn't meant to insinuate that side of things. The reason that I'll be completely honest. You can say how it didn't create a dislike or anything, but the reason that I said, who is it in there that is judging that question, is because that's the wrong place to come at the question from.
I understand that too.
Yeah, so that if we're going to sit here and, if we're going to sit here and do that, then I'm trying to point at something that isn't judging this moment. You know, I'm trying to point at something much deeper and much clearer than that. In any given moment, I could sit here on any given day and argue with any given mind, but it's essentially an argument or a confrontation on any information is two minds collectively battling it out, and there's still two things behind both of their minds that is silent, watching in on it.
Yeah,
and I'm trying not to transverse this through an ego to assimilate an answer, because then you've just got two egos trying to formulate an answer, which is just a pointless exercise. There's just an insightful amount of information, and I'll state it again, is there any proof in any of you in any moment that you're not awake? No. It's simple. It doesn't require any intellect to answer that question, because if you're not awake, how the fuck are you here in this room right now? We're all sitting here having a conversation. It required no more introspection than the simple thing is, oh yeah, I'm awake. You know, because I'll tell you what, you'd be surprised over the years how many people have come into my classroom and they say, I want an awakening, I want to wake up, I want, I, and there's just this ego substance in them, and it's laughable because it is the same ego substance, it is the same I want to wake up that is stopping that person directly from experiencing their own awakeness in that moment. They're already awake, and like the koan, you walk through the gate, you open the door, or you walk through the door, you open the door, and you turn around and you recognise that there was never a door there in the first place. Well, that could just as easily infuriate you under the same premises because it's a trick question. But yet, when you wake up, you feel that there's an essence that you've gone through a door and you're like, I understand it, I finally understand the nature of myself. And you turn around and you're like, oh yeah, actually I was always that. I've never not been that throughout the duration of my life. I've never not been awake. But there was a period until 21, 24 that I felt like I was asleep. I felt like I needed to wake up. I was suffering. I was going to yoga. I was taking drugs. I was trying to get more money. I was trying to get a better car. I was doing all of these things to add to myself. And then it was like the cosmic joke played out, because when I finally had my awakening, I looked and I was like, this is ridiculous. I've always been awake. So it's like just the play. And that's all they are. And there's 600 of them because, like anything, the mind takes something and it interprets it. It's like, I have a real problem at the moment, and this is a problem with my brain, is that I've instilled the word now, or presence, enough that the actual word presence is correlating its own identity. I need to be present. Does presence, okay, here's another one, does presence require any energy to be present?
No.
Is it always present? Are we always present? But yet we'll go to watch Eckhart Tolle and spend £700 for him to teach us the power of now. It's barbaric, right? Because we need reminding sometimes of how to do it. And then once you're reminded, you're like, oh yeah, I've always been present, it's not a problem. These are just obstacles that we set out for ourselves, and the nature of anything, the nature of meditation is to sit down and discover what's always there. You know, you can say, in any given moment, you can sit down and meditate, and you can close your eyes and you can be identified with your thoughts and your beliefs, and they change all the time, but what is it that stays the same? And every single one of them will point at something that is the same. The awakeness in you is the same. Anyway, that'll do, John. I can't battle that out. So. Let's just sit up for me, Helen, and we'll just close the practice. I know you're having fun. It's a gentle shove in any moment, and it's a good lesson to be had in all of these situations of the question that Ramana Maharshi said is, who am I? Who am I? I was not pointing that there was a problem with anything that was said tonight. I was simply pointing that the reference point of the question, or the I, isn't actually there in the first place. Who am I? We are all just pure awareness, love, bliss and kindness, and no matter what comes out of our mouths and what comes out of our forms and what comes into life, it can't change it. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. There's no right conversation, there's no wrong conversation. There just is what there is. And it is always a refinement of going home. So never feel like it's anything more than just truth, seeking truth. It's a journey we're all blessed with, because we are all here to discover ourselves. And when we discover ourselves, we discover everyone to be it. Namaste.
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 Well done. Okay, so we've got one more class next week, and I think we're going to do an extended practice next week. We might do some prasad. So I might set the time a little bit earlier if you've got your Wednesday night free. We'll probably do some form of prasad, which is some holy food or treat for us to nibble on, and we can sit down and